Posters of matadors on the stucco walls set the scene for the Spanish flavors served as tapas plates and traditional Spanish dishes at Peter's Pick. Just down the road from the crookedest street in the world, it's on Hyde in San Francisco, and it's called Zarzuela.
My name is Andy DeBenny. I'm one of the owners of Zarzuela. Lucas Gasco is my partner. He's the chef. We started Zarzuela together in 1994. Zarzuela is a genre of an opera and a seafood stew dish made with different shellfish from the Catalan area. We serve traditional Spanish food from different regions in Spain. We have over 25 different tapas on the menu. The paella we have on the menu is made to order. It takes about half an hour. It's made the traditional way in a metal paella pan with chicken, seafood, clams, mussels, and saffron broth. The wine list is predominantly Spanish, covering all regions of Spain. We have the Albarino, we have the different Riojas, Ribera del Dueros, and many more. The sangria is made in-house. We make it a couple of times a week with Spanish wine, a little orange peel, lemon peel, some apples, oranges, and a little bit of brandy. Zarzuela has been here since 1994. We've had the same people work here since we opened, so we're like one large happy family.
All right, Doctor. Now, this is the recipe for a good, healthy life, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Spanish tapas and sangrias.
Yes. I have to tell you, the minute I walked in this place, I fell in love with it. You really get a sense of the rustic charm. It's a very small space, but the minute you sit down and you watch the cable cars kind of rolling by, it's so romantic, and actually that's where I fell in love.
Aww.
Me and my fiancé's first dinner date was at this place.
Oh, that's
And so it has
fantastic.
to-
See?
Absolutely.
That's what it turns into. And do you have a favorite dish that every time you go there reminds
Absolutely.
you of your
You know,
future bride?
The whole menu is wonderful, but there's two dishes that I always kind of gravitate towards. The grilled calamari with aioli is just perfect for me. It has the grilled calamari, which is perfectly smoky, but still tender. It's almost buttery, actually. And it has little subtle hints of saltiness and lemon. And
you're over here shaking your head. Robert's like,
It's you know, the thing that I enjoy is I've lived in Spain. It is so rare to find any restaurant that really does an authentic Spanish menu. So
the chef is from Spain.
the chef grew up in Madrid. I had the padron peppers, which are seasonal, but it was so cooked to perfection. It was just like having tapas in Spain.
Yeah.
I could eat a plate of those, just plate like that.
The baked goat cheese. Oh boy, that was so delicious.
With the tomatoes. And
Yeah.
It comes in a little skillet,
Yeah.
perfectly hot, and the cheese was melting, and it was so authentic.
I thought that was just like a pop in your mouth. You get the tanginess of the tomatoes and then the creaminess of the goat cheese.
And what about you, Chelsea? What were you noshing on?
The whole experience. The night was wonderful. My boyfriend Justin and I did go for a romantic date night, just like you said, and enjoyed our server Carlos, who I won't forget, and we'll probably go back just to hang out with Carlos. But the paella, when you say authentic, I've traveled to Spain a few times, and it's really hard to find authentic paella. And Zarzuela hit the mark.
They're certainly known for their paella.
I thought the paella, I mean, it really highlights the freshness of the seafood. And you don't get all these other kind of dressy flavors with it. It's just really the smokiness of the dish, the freshness of the seafood, and the perfectly cooked rice, which is soft on the top, but like crispy on the bottom.
Crunchy.
It was so good.
And all washed down with a little sangria.
The sangria is perfect there, but you know, I started with the gazpacho, and their gazpacho was perfect. It had just a hint of garlic. You could taste a little bit of onion that had been blended in, but just very rich and creamy tomatoes. And it's so hard to find good gazpacho.
Absolutely. And I thought the sangria was nicely blended. It had little hints of cinnamon to it, which was kind of unique to me. And it just went down really smoothly.
Affordable. You could get a couple crafts of that.
And the flan for dessert was absolutely perfect. It was so creamy. You could taste just a little bit of egg, a little bit of the cinnamon. The texture was perfect, and it just reminded me of living in Spain, I have to say.
The flan.
Just wonderful.
Oh.
So you didn't have the flan. What was your dessert choice?
We had the bread pudding, which was divine. It was soft and it had little specks of raisins and chocolate and nuts and spices. It was the perfect ending to a very pleasant meal.
And parking. We are in, you know, it is by Lombard, and it's, you know, parking can be an issue there. Any tricks?
Yeah. They've got a garage right across the street. So
That's
we
right.
drove around the block a few times, and then we decided, you know what, it's convenient. So we went and parked in the garage, no problem. Waited in their cute little waiting room for just a little bit of time, and had the best evening.
I did it the old-fashioned way. We parked a little far away and then took the scenic walk up hand in hand and just kind of walk in the nice San Francisco breeze, kind of looking at.
Oh my God, it's
over
like
the
a
bay.
commercial for that. San Francisco Convention and Visitors Bureau.
It is like a tourist place.
It
you know,
is.
But
walking
it's
Lombard
consistently
Street
very
to-
highly rated restaurant, and value. I mean, most of the
Yeah.
dishes are $8 to $10. Did you feel like you get value from this place?
I really did. I thought you got bang for your buck. It was the paella dish. Could easily feed 6, and we still had a little left over.
The service was excellent. I mean, I have to say I felt really lucky. The waiter broke into song right when my dessert was served, and I closed my eyes and I just could. It was like I was
You're
back in
Spain.
Sevilla.
Yeah.
All right, Peter, this is your spot. Give us a quick summary.
For me, Zarzuela was love at first bite. Come here if you want excellent Spanish food with excellent service. You'll leave with a smile every time.
All right, and Robert?
You know, I have to say, it really is authentic. The way they accent the food on regional Spanish cooking. Deal with the parking and you'll have a wonderful evening.
All right, and Chelsea?
For a great date night, fabulous food, and exceptional service, Zarzuela is the place to be.
If you would like to try Zarzuela, it's on Hyde at Union in San Francisco. The telephone number is 415-346-0800. It's open for dinner Tuesday through Saturday. Reservations are not accepted, and the average tab per person without drinks is around $30.